trying to put some finishing touches on this. This is from the Mustang, this rubber, I don't know, the rubber trim piece. So that way it's not just this piece here just disappearing, and basically you could see the, kind of like this here, you know, there was nothing covering my cut. Even though I had a nice cut on it, you could still see air between there. So pretty tight down below there. There's a gap up top here, right there. So I'll have to stick something in there. I'll probably shove like black tape in there or something, just to keep any light from coming through. And then the stereo has a bezel built in. Stereo sits in there like that. So what I want to do is I want to put like a bead, put some round bar around the edge here, just to kind of dress it up. 3/16. This is 10 gauge wire here, but basically I want to put like a band around there, just to trim, to add another dimension to it. And then find a way, I'm gonna put some plates on the side here to hold this all in. I got some little 5mm Allen heads that will kind of go in here and here, hold all that in there. So I think I'm going to start with that 3/16 round bar around here. I still have the original template just in case. If I do have to make another one, but let's just not do that. Man, I would think that I should be able to take a pair of pliers or vice grips, clamp on that and turn it, weld it, turn it, weld it, and get it to bend in the corners there. Otherwise, I don't really want to try to bend the corners and not manipulate the straightness of this, because I chose the straightest one when I bought this at the store. Okay, I got the lower one done. It's all kind of shiny right now, so it's hard to distinguish the difference. See that rod there? Okay, so I'm going to take it in the van and see. Make sure it even still goes in there. Oh yeah, I like that. Everybody's going to want to ride in my van. What am I going to do about that? If I sell tickets? Yeah. Alright, I'm going to continue with the other one then, the top one. Finish this corner here. So now I've just got to finish this one. I'm going to weld it, bend it, weld it, bend it. Figures, the last one's not going so well. Sometimes I have a tendency to get a little lazy because I've done it a few times. I start getting confident and I think I've got my whole method down and I can rush the method a little more. And then I end up not doing as well on the final one. And it kind of seems like that's what I'm doing. Actually, it came around nice. So now I just gotta sand this, sand all the bumps off the back and clean up that corner. That definitely stiffened it up, man. It's not really what I was going for, but I knew that it would be a happy side effect of adding this. This is really just for looks, but man, it really stiffened it right up. So that'll help with rattling. All right, let's see how we're doing now. Man, oh man. Yes. Yes. Wow. That couldn't have come out any better. I love it. I love it. Okay. I gotta make the plates to fasten it on the end, on each end. I'm gonna have to remove the shifter and the bezel, the shifter indicator bezel, whatever, to be able to get in there. I'm gonna have to drill holes in and put riv nuts in the side there. I don't think I'll be able to do it with the shifter in. That's why I got Allen screws, by the way, is because of this end over here. I'll only be able to get an Allen wrench in there, and it's going to be slow turning to get these over here. But these over here will be easy to drill, easy to tighten, everything. Yep, I'm glad I did it now. I thought I was going to ruin that thing, end up having to cut another one. Not the case. Okay, I got the 2 brackets welded on the side that's going to hold it all in there. I just got to mark the back side of it so I can cut it to contour with the dash. I think I've got it set in there pretty much equally all the way around. I didn't like measure it or anything. I've just been kind of eyeballing it. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna mark it. Man, hope I can get in there. Well, kind of got 2 lines there. I'm going the outside. I'm gonna kind of undercut it anyways. Okay, I got these plates that you can't see, but when I drilled for the riv nuts, I put riv nuts back behind here, and the bit must have walked on me or something, because those holes were not lined up when I put it back in there. I put the riv nuts in, and as soon as I put this dash plate back in, the holes weren't even close, so I had to ream those out, and so they're not sitting as recessed as nicely as I had hoped, and now the heads are smaller than the area that I countersunk. So I've got to take this shifter off, got to pull the handle off and take that bezel off, and then I can mark and drill for those over there. So I'm gonna do that and get this thing fastened. Okay, I did not paint it yet because I think I might do a glove compartment right there, like the same size, the same height as the stereo. Yeah, no paint yet, but it's all fastened in there. Got the little screws in there. Got the stereo back in. All I have in here right now are little 5.5-inch speakers in the back. This episode is brought to you. Let's find something that doesn't have copyright.
The pair are seen out frequently, often at one of Hitler's favorite coffee shops, the Cafe Heck.
Here. This doesn't have any. This is Dad and I. Turn the lights on. So it's dark. Might go for a drive here. She's I didn't put the light back in. No. The light to this is just laying down in the bottom there. Darn it. I'll have to do that next time when I take this back out to do whatever I'm gonna do right here. I'll clip that light back on there, the back side there. I'm trying to talk myself into cutting this hole for the glove compartment over here. I've got some lines on it. Got a hinge that I can cut down width wise as far as but I am quite proud of myself with this. I'm really happy with the way it came out, and it fits in there so nicely, and there's no gaps, and I like the way this bead came out, this round bar and the fastening and blah blah blah. I just like my work, okay? I'm proud of it, and I don't want to cut a hole in it and then find out something's not gonna work, or I don't like it or whatever, and then I've got to try to recreate all this again, and I don't want to do that. So first fear that came to light is this short span in between here. There's only one way to fasten this stereo in here, and that's right there. So if I have a glove box attached to this coming all the way out here, there's going to be no way to put those screws in the radio. So I'm going to have to put access holes inside the glove compartment, put little plastic plugs in there to hide those holes anytime I'm not trying to remove the radio. That's my glove box. I've got lights in there. I'll show you that here in a second. The outside's very crude. That's the micro switch I used right there to switch between blue lights and white lights. That'll all make sense here once I show you here in a second. I'll plug this in. I'm trying to figure out the hinge still, so but I just want to do a demonstration. So when I turn the lights on, that lights up white. So when I open the door, it's white lights. When I close the door, it's blue lights. My sister and brother-in-law had a boat a few years ago, and this is called Color King, I think. It's not cheap stuff, and it's UV resistant, and it's what they used on the dash of their boat. They had a whole sheet of it, almost a full 4x8 sheet of it, and gave it to me, and I was going to try to use this as the glove box door. I used epoxy and put two pieces together, and I was going to router them flat, and I was going to try to make some kind of design using that white core of this, but I could not router it. I just did a little test area, and this was just with my Dremel and an engraving bit, and just wanted to see how it cut, how easily it melted. And after I did this, I knew I wasn't going to have any way to put a pattern, or that was just freehand. So I still needed to come up with a way to stencil it and all. So that was my first idea, and I wish, I mean, because, oh, right there. King Color Core is what this stuff is called. And I mean, although it is expensive stuff, they gave it to me, so I was really hoping I could use it for something. I'm still holding out. I might be able to do some trim work inside the van with this stuff. I got on Facebook Marketplace, just was searching 3D printers in Ohio. I found a guy down in Columbus. He runs a printing business, 3D printing and design, called Helios. It was great working with him. I didn't really know how to explain any of this, what I wanted. I just knew what size it was, so I gave him the dimensions and then told him I wanted it to be backlit, and he pretty much took it from there. And he started sending me, he sent me as the workflow, so to speak, as he was building it on the computer. He was sending me the dimensions and stuff and kind of showing me how it would print, and it went really well. So I'm going to use them for a couple other things that I need 3D printing for. It'll be great to have somebody that I can just reach out to and ask him if he can, you know, do certain things. I think this is the next thing I'm going to reach out to Helios for. This mirror is from a 91 Dodge B250 van, and it's a powered mirror, and it somewhat has the right shape, but not along the bottom there. Can you tell how it's not sitting flush at the bottom? So I think I want to have some kind of spacer made, kind of like the black one, that's the seal that's on there, but have it 3D printed to the exact contour of this door, and then the other end of it, the inside, will be the exact contour of this bracket here, and then it'll sit flush against the door, and I don't have to caulk this full of goop or whatever to try to hide that line. Yeah, I had to set that hinge lower. It couldn't sit inside the box, it has to sit outside like this, so I sliced so the hinge can sit lower, and I don't have to do anything with the door in order to make it shut. I think the hinge itself is going to cover my bad cut. See, I got a little wide in a few spots. So it sits in there like that. I think that should work. It's a little too satin with this. I mean, it looks great like this. I love how nice and flat it came out, and I mean, you know, no orange peel, and the paint came out really nice. But it doesn't look as good next to the instrument cluster and the heat controls, because they're more of a gloss black. So I think I might paint this again just a little glossy, or maybe go with a low, I think this is flat black, maybe I'll go with low gloss. Okay, I got the hinge done. Doors on. It's not actually fastened in the van yet. I got that bezel put back around there, or the trim boot rubber bezel. Now when I turn on the lights, And that glows. Now I do have to inset it. Right now it's sitting against the hinge, and I need to set that hinge into the back of the door. Right here is what I mean. Over top of the door, I need to set that down into the door so it's flush. Make that hinge flush with the back of the door so it sits flat against the dash plate all the way around. Because right now it's out at the bottom because of that. The magnet strength is perfect. Okay. Cool.